Hi everyone. In this video, I want to give you kind of a sneak peek at what Cortex for ServiceNow is going to look like and behave like. But before we get into that, I do want to remind you all that every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, we host the Cortex Users Group. And that's specifically to talk about Cortex, not just the Sharewell version of Cortex, but also the ServiceNow version of Cortex and the upcoming email monitoring version of Cortex. So all three of those variations of Cortex um, are certainly fair game to be talked about at the user group. It's basically an opportunity for all of you to talk about how you're using Cortex, planning to use Cortex, curious about using Cortex, um, integrating it into your workflows, tools, other platforms, that sort of thing. It's really intended to be community driven, so not just us, leading the conversation every single time, but talking about anything and everything that has to do with Cortex. So let's talk about Cortex for Service now. I'm just going to jump right to the demo. Here we go. We have our demo screen. All right. So here we have what looks like Cortex. Let me actually blow it up a little bit more. Um, and this is actually connected to a shareable database right now as well. That's not really a mode that's supported, but the homepage is still kind of showing up. But let's look at the ServiceNow Browse uh, tab. And you can see here we have a few different tables. Right now, I think I'm just listing out all tables that uh, inherit from the task table. Maybe something else, but I think it's just task. But let's look at incident. So right off the bat, I'm going to zoom out a little bit and show that it looks like my mouse has stopped working. That's cool. This is the table, the list in ServiceNow that would show up if you just went to look for all incidents. And you can see all the columns that you expect to see here, the incident number, when it was open, the short description, the caller, which is what ServiceNow calls requester, priority, state, status, category, and so on. Now, this is not just showing the data from the incident table, not just showing data from the task table either. It's showing all of that data combined together if necessary, um, and linked to all of the other tables that it references. So the priority, the status, the category, the caller, right? We have actual names showing up for the caller. So it kind of brings all of that together uh, for this tabular layout. Now, if we look at a specific incident, and I should note, this is just data that I pulled from what does ServiceNow call it? The personal developer instance. So it's basically demo data, same thing that I've been showing more or less with Sharewell, but obviously ServiceNow data. All right, so here we have that incident, and we have the incident form. Now, obviously, this is all read only, so we just have the values. We don't have, uh, text box controls and drop downs and that sort of thing. We just have the data showing up exactly the way it would be laid out in ServiceNow, and exactly with all the same information. This particular record is kind of boring. There isn't a whole lot going on. There isn't even a related problem or anything like that. But this is all the form layout and essentially definition that is configured in ServiceNow. So I'm really excited about this. I hope you are too. Um, this will show any ServiceNow data, not just incident, not just tables that inherit from the task table, but anything you do in ServiceNow. If there's a form, we'll be able to show it. Um, and we're really excited to see this operating on your data, on real, actual customer data. So if you want to be part of that, let us know. You can leave a comment down below. You can schedule time with me through the links down below. Um, and like I mentioned earlier in the week, this will be officially part of Cortex 2.0, one of the major features that really warranted the jump from 1.7 to 2.0, um, coming in, we'll just say Q1 of 2025, February or March. Um, and if you want to get this running on your systems, um, certainly then, let us know. If you want to get this running before then, we can certainly make that happen, though it might be with a pre-release version. And we might ask you a couple questions about your experiences as part of that. But let us know if you're interested in actually seeing this on your data, if you're either replatforming ServiceNow or moving from ServiceNow to another platform. We'd love to hear from you, and see this running on your data. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Contact me. Uh, Remember, Cortex Users Group every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific. There's a link down below to get an invite to that. Lots of links down in the description below about all the stuff we do. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. There will certainly be more updates on Cortex for ServiceNow, especially as we get closer to its release. And we'll show some, use cases and specific aspects of it, and maybe some specific configurations if those sorts of questions come up. They did with our Cortex for Cherwell product. So I anticipate that we'll get similar sorts of questions with Cortex for ServiceNow. Um, Let us know what more of this you would like us to dive into. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.